Hey guys, it's Mike from Fieldcraft Survival. Hey, today on the Tribe Update, down and dirty, I'm going to give you a class on how to grip a gun. This isn't talked about often. Really, there's no methodology in it. There's a whole bunch of people talking about different ways to do grip. One way is a 60-40. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there, but I want to give you a technical, kind of mechanical way that I teach people how to do it from the basic way. You know, taking some stuff that I learned from AMU, taking some stuff I learned in special operations, from IPSC shooters. This is my breakdown. So right now, you got a strong hand and weak hand, right? So the strong hand, you got a V notch in your hand. You got a V notch on your gun. So no space, right? That's one. Number two is the middle finger on the trigger guard. On your trigger guard, right here is a good place for your middle finger. That's two. Three is the same grip that I apply to a hammer. I use the hammer grip analogy because if you ever try to hit a hammer, when you squeeze your hand so hard that you don't have any dexterity or you can't manipulate in your fingers, you know, try this. Squeeze your hand together as tight as you can, put out your trigger finger, and try to manipulate it with your hand squeezed tightly. It's hard to manipulate it slow. Now do the same thing, shake it out, and hold your hand there. When you hold your hand and you put out your trigger finger, you can manipulate it fast. It gives you the ability to do those fine motor skills fairly quickly. So also, if you understand like a hammer, the way it works, if you over grip it and you hit a nail on the head, you'll typically miss it. So what you do is you loosen your grip so you can make minute adjustments in your hand at the last millisecond to be able to hit the nail on the head. So it's the same grip at the bottom of that you go like this, that you feel where your hand grips it, but it doesn't over grip it. It doesn't allow or doesn't impede your ability to manipulate your trigger finger. So again, 1, 2, 2, 3. That's strong side. Let's go to weak. Okay guys, on the weak side, we got one thing is you got to point your thumb at the target, right? The next thing you do is open your hand, that's 2. Next thing you do is you place it on the real estate on the gun. If you notice, when my strong hand's on here, you have all this grip space on the gun. 1, 2, and then place your hand in that space and real estate on the gun, and then turn the gun upright. The reason I tell people to do this is, one, you want to vise the bottom part, or actually the top part of the frame, the bottom part underneath the slide. You want to vise this portion of the gun. This portion right here is the frame, but when the slide's reciprocating back and forth, you want it to muzzle flip. You want the gun to pop up. You want it to pop up. You're trying to mitigate recoil with stiff wrists, stiff hands, so it doesn't go back. But muzzle flip is good because it gives us shorter shot strings and shorter time essentially in between shots. Okay, so I'll tell you this grip because I want you to emphasize the grip pinning the frame. Pinning the frame. Now if you think about that on the back side with the 1 check on the strong hand, the 2 check, there's no room for it to move. So when you apply this weak hand to the frame, you're basically filling up all that space on the gun. All right, if that makes sense. And then what happens is you're pinning at the top. Another element to this is when I drive the gun forward, right? When I'm extending the gun from my chest, when I extend it, I'm not hinging my elbows down, I'm hinging them up. Remember, if you do it down, your arms obviously would facilitate the recoil because they're hinged at the elbow. But if you turn them out, what you're doing is you're also vising the gun at the top of the frame, and you're also giving your arms a buffer to be able to manage recoil, right? I got a stiff wrist, support hand, elbows flared. I don't have a lot of muscle or tension in my arms. It allows me to manage recoil. All right, lastly, again, this is a diagnostic, right? This is a mechanical step-by-step process. Remember, you have to instill this muscle memory into your brain to be able to pin this gun through the duration of fire. As I'm shooting this, your brain wants to go, oh, I'm holding the gun anyways, just let go, because you're thinking about frontside focus, you're thinking about breathing, you're thinking about moving. You have to get used to pinning the gun at the same position and that becoming your muscle memory. Again, one more time. 1, no space. 2, no space. 3, good grip. Put it on its side. 1, 2, filling up the real estate, pinning the frame, turning it upright, and then extending it. Every time I extend it with those elbows flared, you'll feel it pinning the frame. You actually put your hands together like this and do it. Exercising that will help. I hope this helped. Some feedback we got from the course we did with Courses of Action really helped, and they said that it was one of the best way they heard it described. The reason I think it's good described that way is because it's by the numbers. It's something that you could do on the range, and if you lose grip or you feel like you're losing grip, you can go back to your hands, 1, 2, 3 on the right side, 1, 2, 3 on the left side, reinstate your grip, and then rep it. Appreciate tuning in to the Tribe Update, guys. Thanks for all you guys' support, and until next time, stay alert, stay alive.